Okay, so chapter 12, equation of a straight line. Now, equation of a straight line can be found in different forms, like equation of a straight line which is parallel to x-axis, straight line which is parallel to y-axis, straight line in slope intercept form, straight line in point slope form, and straight line in 2-point form. Now, before knowing the different type of forms, we need to know about the inclination of straight line. So, we need to know what is a straight line, what is the inclination of a straight line, what is the slope of a straight line. All these things we need to know. So first of all, let us know what is inclination, what is slope, and what is the gradient, inclination, and slope of a straight line. Now we know this is y-axis and this is x-axis. So angle which a straight line makes with the positive direction of x-axis measured in anti-clockwise direction is known as its inclination or angle of inclination. Like, suppose this is a straight line and whatever angle it is making in this positive direction of x-axis, this is the positive direction of x-axis, this is the negative direction. Whatever angle this line is making with the right side of the x-axis, if we measure the angle in this way, not in this manner, means we have to take the x-axis as base and then measure the angle. If we measure the angle in anti-clockwise direction by taking the x-axis as base, that will be equal to theta, and that theta is known as inclination of the angle or angle of inclination, inclination of the line or angle of inclination of the straight line. Now, according to this angle of inclination, if inclination of a line is parallel to y-axis, then it is 90 degree. Means if theta is 90 degree like this, theta 90 degree means it will be like this. So this will be the line, required line. Now if theta is 90 degree, this is theta which is equal to 90 degree, then how is this line becoming? You see, this line is becoming parallel to y-axis. Now if the theta is 0 degree, 0 degree means what? This is the angle which is never coming on the x-axis, and if we measure angle in anti-clockwise direction, it is forming no angle with the x-axis, means it is 0. So if this theta is 0 degree, then the angle is becoming parallel to this y-axis. So when angle of inclination is 90 degree, then it becomes parallel to y-axis. When angle of inclination is 0 degree, then it becomes parallel to x-axis. So any line which is parallel to this x-axis will obviously be known as okay, as I was telling that equation of straight line can be of different forms. Straight line can be parallel to x-axis, can be parallel to y-axis, can be in slope intercept form. We can find it out in a point slope form and 2-point form. But before finding out all these forms, we need to know the inclination of an angle and slope of an angle. So inclination of an angle, inclination of a line, inclination of a straight line means what? if we draw a straight line on this x-axis and y-axis, this horizontal axis is x-axis, this is vertical axis is y-axis, and in right side of x-axis is the positive direction, left side is negative direction. So whenever we draw a line like this, how can we find out its slope? How can we find out its inclination? Inclination will be the angle the line makes with the positive direction of x-axis, and the angle must be measured this way, anti-clockwise direction. Means taking x-axis as the base, if we measure the angle made by the line on the positive direction of x-axis in the right side direction, then that will be the angle of inclination of a line. So I said that the angle of inclination is denoted by theta. I said that if theta is 90 degree, suppose this is theta, this is 90 degree. So what is the line formed? It is a straight line, vertical straight line, which is known as a vertical line, and this line becomes parallel to y-axis. So when theta is 90 degree, the line becomes parallel to y-axis, and when theta is 0 degree, the line becomes, theta is 0 degree means what? This will be the line where there is no, means the line is not making any angle with the x-axis. So this will be the line. So this will be parallel to x-axis, and that is known as horizontal line. So if theta is 90 degree, line becomes parallel to y-axis, known as vertical line. Theta is 0 degree, line becomes parallel to x-axis, known as horizontal line. Any other line where theta is some other value except 0 and 90, that means the line is crossing the x-axis, and that is slanting line. That slanting line is known as oblique line. So any line which crosses the x-axis like this and it makes an angle of theta like this means its angle of inclination is theta. That means this is known as a oblique or slanting line. Now angle of inclination, if angle of inclination is theta, then how can we find out the slope? How can we find out the slope? We can find out the slope by finding out the tangential of theta, means tan theta. If we find out tan theta of this angle of inclination theta, then that will be our slope or gradient. And the alphabet with which we denote slope is m. So m is equal to tan theta. Now you might ask that for a vertical line, because theta is 90 degree, so what will be the slope of a vertical line? Theta is, when theta is 90 degree, tan 90 degree is not defined. So if tan 90 degree is not defined, that means what? The slope of a vertical angle will also be undefined, means we cannot define the slope of a vertical angle, vertical line. Now intercepts and signs of intercepts. Now intercept, x-intercept is the intercept, means the point at which or the length at which the line crosses the x-axis is known as x-intercept. The point or the length at which the line crosses the x-axis is known as x-intercept. And what is y-intercept? The point at which or the length at which the line crosses y-axis is known as y-intercept. This is x-intercept and this is y-intercept. The distance between origin and the point where the line cuts x-axis is x-intercept, and distance between origin and point where the line cuts y-axis is y-intercept. So this x-axis Yes, the y-intercept is usually denoted by C. From here onwards, we will denote the y-intercept as C. What are the conventions of signs of intercepts? X-intercept is always considered positive if it is measured to the right of origin. Always right side means positive, left side means negative. So x-intercept is considered positive if it is measured in right side of 0, right side of origin, and y-intercept if it is measured in left side of origin. And x-intercept is positive if measured in right side of origin, and negative if it is measured in left side of origin. Y-intercept is positive if it is measured in upward direction of origin, and negative if it is measured in downward direction of origin. So in this way you need to remember the sign conventions of this x and y intercept. Now for a vertical line, you see, if the line is vertical like this, it will only have x intercept. It will not have any y intercept because it is not crossing the y axis at all. So it will have only x intercept. Vertical line has only x intercept and no y intercept. And if the line is horizontal like this, it is crossing only y axis, it is not crossing the x axis. So this a horizontal line will have only y intercept and no x intercept. Now the different type or different forms of equation of straight line we are going to see. Equation of a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. So if a straight line is there which is parallel to x-axis, that means this is the straight line. Now what will be the equation of this line which is parallel to x-axis? Y-intercept we are taking as c, and so here it is being taken like this, that y is equal to 0. Why? Because see, on the x-axis, whichever equation is means whichever point we take on this x-axis, whatever point we take, we will get only the x-intercept. We won't get the value of y. So now here, this is the equation of x-axis. What is the equation of x-axis itself? Equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0 because there is no y-intercept. But in case of this line, it is covering a distance of, suppose b. We take it in common convention, we take this distance as b. So it is covering a distance of b in this y-axis. So what it will be? Equation of any line which is parallel to x-axis will be y equals to b if it covers a distance of b on the y-axis. So y is equal to b, and this b it will be positive if it is in the upward direction and will be negative if it is in the downward direction. Similarly, if the line is parallel to y-axis, then what will be its equation? If line is parallel to y-axis, and first of all we need to know the equation of y-axis. What is the equation of y-axis? Any point if we take on the y-axis, then we will see that it will only have y-intercept and have no x-intercept. So, equation of y-axis can be written as x is equal to 0. But in this case, when the line is parallel to y-axis, over here the value of x is, suppose if it this distance, if we take it as a, then value of means the equation of this line will be x-intercept is equal to a, because it is covering a distance of a on the x-axis. So x-intercept is equal to a, and that is the equation for a line which is parallel to y-axis. And this a will be positive if the line covers the distance in right side of origin, and negative if it covers the distance in left side of origin. Now slope intercept form. To find the equation of a straight line, slope intercept form means what? The equation of the straight line must have slope in it, means the formula for equation of the straight line must have slope in it and have the x and y value of x and y intercepts also in it. Slope intercept form is known as y is equal to mx plus c. How it is coming, let me show you. If this is the straight line, this is the straight line which is formed over here. This is the angle of inclination of the straight line, that is theta. And then so we can write it like this. If we make this as a right angled triangle, if this is theta, then this angle will also be theta because they are corresponding angles. Now in triangle BPN, according to Pythagoras theorem, we can write that, or not according to Pythagoras theorem, according to the trigonometrical identities, trigonometrical relation, we can write tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base. Tan theta is perpendicular by base. So over here, perpendicular over here is NP and base over here is BN, if we consider this triangle. Now base BN and perpendicular is NP. Whatever intercept is being made in the y-axis by this line is this much, means the line is crossing y-axis at this point. So this length is equal to C. That is, in the normal convention we take the y-intercept to be C. And from here, this point, we are taking the coordinates of the point as xy. Means its x-intercept is y, x-intercept is equal to x and y-intercept is equal to y. Means it is covering, this point is covering a distance of y on the y-axis and x on the x-axis. So NP we can write it as, if this total distance is y and this distance is c, so NP can be written as like this, y minus c, and Bn is what? as this coordinate of this point is x, so it is covering a distance of x on the x-axis. So BN will be equal to x. Now tan theta is equal to y minus c divided by x. Tan theta is equal to what? Tan theta is also known as slope of the line. So tan theta is equal to m. M is used to denote the slope, so we can write tan theta is equal to m. M is equal to y minus c by x. If we cross multiply, we get y minus c is equal to mx. And y is coming to be equal to mx plus c. So this is known as the slope intercept form of straight line, form of equation of straight line, because it is having y intercept and it is also having slope in it. So slope intercept form. Now the next is point slope form. Here we have to point slope form. From the name only we can understand that here we have to eliminate the intercept concept. So what can we do to eliminate the intercept concept? We have to eliminate the c. For that we take a straight line, and here we have equation of one straight line. We have got it to be y equals to mx plus c. And we consider another straight line whose equation will be of the same form, but we take it to be y1 is equal to mx1 plus c1. Now that line will be having the same angle of inclination, like this angle line we take, which is having the same angle of inclination theta. So it will have the same slope, but it will just cross the x and y axis at a different point. Means it will have x1 y1 as its coordinates. So that equation we have like this. So in order to eliminate something, what we have to do, we normally have to subtract the two equations. So we subtract it, we get y minus y1. If we subtract it, we get y minus y1 equals to mx minus mx1, and c and c1 gets cancelled because both are equal. So c and this c slope intercept, in this intercept form, this gets cancelled. So we get like this, y minus y1 is equal to mx minus mx1. So y minus y1 is equal to, from here if we take m common, we get m into x minus x1. So this is the one point form. So y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is known as the point slope form, because here we have points, coordinates of the points and a slope in it. So this intercept is eliminated from this concept. Now next is 2-point form. In 2-point form, we have a straight line like this, and we consider 2 points on the straight line. One point have a coordinate of x1 y1, and another point has a coordinate of x2, y2. So these are the 2 points. Now slope, we can write it as slope is equal to tan theta, and tan theta can be written as perpendicular by base. That means perpendicular by base. Now if we consider this point's x intercept is x1 and y intercept is y1. This point's y intercept is y2 and x intercept is x2. So what will be the length of this perpendicular? This is the perpendicular. So what will be the length of the perpendicular? We can write it as y1 minus y2. So perpendicular can be written as y1 minus y2 and base can be written as x1 minus x2. So from here we get tan theta is equal to y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 is equal to, that is known as the slope of the angle, slope of this line. Now according to point slope form, what will be our equation? It will be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. What is the value of m? We will substitute this value of m over here. Y minus y1 is equal to y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2 into x minus x1. So this is the point slope form. This is the 2-point form of this equation of a straight line, and this is equal to slope of a straight line according to 2-point form. Now today I am not going to any exercise, just see this video again, understand the full concept of the chapter, and in the next class we will start with the exercise. Now from these different types of equation of straight line, slope, gradient, so slope and angle of inclination, any problem if you have, then you can tell me. I am ending the live stream over here. Any problem if you have, tell me in the group. Thank you.